All right, y'all. Let me first tell you this, that hoses come in different diameters, right? Garden hoses. It could be common as 5/8 inch. It could be 1/2 inch. It could be 3/4. I guess there are some that are 3/8. But hose menders, like this one, it's for 5/8 inch and 3/4, because those are the most common ones. 5/8 inch is most common. So you want to make sure the menders are the same diameter as your hose. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble getting the menders in, or they won't be tight enough. They won't work. A second thing I will say is that these metal ones are a lot easier to use than these plastic guys are, right? They're easier to get inside the hose when you're mending it, to put this in. Easier than these plastic ones are. So I prefer the metal. And I thought I would tell you that, because it's just, you're going to have an easier time with this. Also, I found the metal ones last longer. The plastic ones, these guys, these guys, these guys, they break. The sun deteriorates the menders and they break. Also, over time, it becomes difficult to get those screws out. So, were I to recommend what type of mender to use, it would be a metal one with a clamp. Metal one with a clamp. It's just easier to put it in. I won't put it in all the way. The way it works, put the clamp on, put the mender on, and then you tighten the clamp. It's just that easy. And if you have a hard time getting the mender in, then you use either dish soap, hand soap. You can even use spit around here. Or another thing I like is my trusty, it's Odie silicone grease. It's just great stuff. I use it often. Put a little bit on your finger. I'll show you what it looks like. It's really clear. It's just that that's some residue that's left over. You put a little bit on your finger, just a little bit around here, a little film, and pop it on if you're having a hard time getting this on. I'm not going to have a hard time getting on this hose because this hose is just so thin. It's not a hose that I would put under pressure for any degree of time and think that it will last, but it's fine for the purpose I'm going to use it for. You can get these metal menders, hose menders, you can get them at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, but I did look and I saw that on Amazon, and this is December 2020 that I'm filming this, the day before Christmas. So you can get them on Amazon. I think it's a pretty good deal. You can get 3 of these, what are called, again, the female end, right? And 3 of these, the male end, which, again, y'all, female, male. You can get 3 of these and 3 male ends that are metal with the clamps for about $10 to $12. That's a pretty good price, I guess. Again, I get all of mine used, but it just depends on how soon you need them. But they also have the interior menders, the midline brake, like these guys that are metal, and you get 3 of those for about $10. So it's certainly worth buying those rather than getting a new hose. First going to do is use PVC cutters. You want to cut right past beyond where the brake is. In my case, it's there. What you want to do, if you guys can see, is just lay that in the PVC cutter. And you're looking for right beyond where that brake is. We'll see if this will do it. It may not, because it really doesn't have enough. It's too soft. So, start to cut it. In this case, I could use just scissors, but I'm going to take the rest of it with that. It's not a very good square cut. You'd get a better cut if it were a true garden hose. Doesn't matter. As long as you cut it square enough to put the ends on, you'll be okay. Just use a nice sharp blade on some people call it a box cutter. Just cut it around square enough. You want it as square as possible. Right past the tear, you see what I mean? Right past that tear, y'all. And then she good. Were I to need to get this on, get this mender on, and I was having trouble, just use some soap, silicone, something like that, shove it on, but this is going to go on just fine. Only because it's a soft hose. If it were winter time and you're using one of these in a regular garden hose, you're probably going to struggle getting that on, so you need some sort of lubricant to push it on. So we're going to repair it. It's really easy, y'all. You can do all this yourself. I'm a righty, so the way I want this clamp to go is this way, because I'm going to hold with my left hand, screw with my right. If you're a lefty, maybe you want it that way. Whatever suits your preference, that's the way to go. That's actually nice too. So let's see. Okay, that's the way I'm going to leave this. Put this hose mender in. She's nice and snug around there. I'm going to take the clamp, loosen her a little bit. I'm just trying to feel for the barbs, and I like her right there on that barb. So I'm going to take her right there. You just want to make sure that this catches a barb so it can apply pressure. Indent just a little bit. There you go. Repaired hose. Isn't that cool, y'all? You can do this stuff all on your own. So now, and again, I'll show you. Female end, the opened end. Male end is threaded right here. You'll see the threads. See how that turns? There you go. Don't forget your trusty. This thing's kind of old, but it's got some flexibility. And of course, because I'm frugal, I'll use it till I can't. That actually fits in there. So now she's in service, y'all. So if this clamp weren't there, or I didn't have a clamp, and I needed to mend that hose, I would just use this tie wire to do that too. So when you cut a piece off, say you cut a piece off, and then you wrap it around this hose. I'll just show y'all, watch. So let's take that, cut it off. So what you do is you take this piece of wire, and I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. See where the barbs are protruding out? You could take this piece of tie wire, put it around the hose like that, and cross it like that. You see that, y'all? Take pliers, side cutters, whatever. You pull a little bit. So I'm pulling that way. Pull and let me make sure and twist. Pull and twist. You see how they're apart right here? Pull and twist. You see how that's tightening? Pull. Pull and twist. You keep doing that until that's very tight. The baling wire or tie wire is tight on there, whatever type of wire you're using temporarily or permanently. That's all you do. Good job. Do it yourself. There's no reason to pay people for things you can do yourself, which is most of what happens around your house.